You know that feeling, right? Stress just kind of hits, and it feels like something that's happening to you, like you're just along for the ride. But what if I told you that there's a switch built right into your body, a tool you can flip to take back control, right in the middle of the chaos? So let's just ask the big question right away. Can you actually control your stress the moment it's happening? I'm not talking about going to a 20-minute meditation class. I mean, right there, in the heat of the moment. Well, according to some pretty amazing neuroscience, the answer is a huge, resounding yes. All right, let's get into it. The key to all of this, that hidden switch we're talking about, is your breath. I know, it sounds almost too simple, but it's true. This thing your body does on autopilot is the single most powerful lever you have to shift your state from stressed out to calm. And here's the bottom line. The way you breathe sends a direct signal to your brain that immediately, and I mean immediately, adjusts your heart rate. This is not some mind over matter trick, it's a straight-up mechanical link. Let's break down exactly how it works. So, how in the world does this happen? Well, it turns out that inhaling and exhaling do the complete opposite things to your body. Think of one as the gas pedal and the other as the brake. And once you understand this rhythm, you can start to take the wheel. It's honestly amazing how mechanical this is. So when you breathe in, your diaphragm moves down, your chest cavity gets bigger, and your heart literally expands a little bit. Because there's more space, the blood flow slows down for a split second. Your brain notices and sends a signal, speed up the heart. Now the opposite happens when you breathe out. Your diaphragm moves up, the space gets smaller, blood flows a bit faster, and your brain sends a signal, okay, time to slow the heart down. So just remember this, every inhale is a little accelerator, and every exhale is a little brake. Now this whole up and down process has a very sciencey name, respiratory sinus arrhythmia. It sounds super complicated, but it's really not. It's just the fancy term for your heart rate naturally speeding up and slowing down with each breath. The only thing you really need to remember is this: long inhales make you more alert, and long exhales make you more calm. Okay, so if a long exhale is the brake pedal, how can we slam on the brakes when we really, really need to? Well, this is where the physiological sigh comes in. This is not meditation where you have to check out of the situation. This is a real-time tool. It's a biological reflex that you can actually take control of and use whenever you want. So what is it? It's called the physiological sigh, and it's a very specific breathing pattern that's designed to have the biggest calming effect possible. Here's what it looks like. 2 inhales, followed by 1 long, extended exhale. And get this isn't some new age fad. Scientists actually discovered this reflex way back in the 1930s. They noticed it's something our bodies do automatically, when we're in deep sleep or if we're in a stuffy room where carbon dioxide is building up. It's your body's natural way to hit the reset button. The incredible thing is, we've now figured out how to do it on command. All right, we've talked about the what and the why. Now for the really important part, the how. This is your step-by-step guide to actually using this amazing tool, like right now. It's super simple. Let's just walk through it. First, you take a deep inhale through your nose. And then, right when you feel like you're at the top, you sneak in one more little sip of air, also through the nose. Then, you let it all go with a long, slow, full exhale through your mouth. Really try to make that exhale longer than the 2 inhales put together. That's one. And you usually only need to do this 1 to 3 times to feel that rapid shift towards calm. Now you're probably thinking, what's with the weird double inhale? Why not just one big breath? I get it, it seems a little strange, but that second little inhale, that's the secret sauce. That's what makes this technique so unbelievably effective. See, your lungs aren't just a couple of big balloons. They're actually filled with millions of tiny little air sacs. They're called alveoli. And as we go through our day, especially when we're stressed, some of these tiny sacs can actually collapse on themselves. That second little inhale forces air deep into your lungs and literally pops those little sacs back open. Why does that matter? Because it massively increases the surface area of your lungs, which lets you get rid of the maximum amount of carbon dioxide on that one long exhale. And to give you an idea of what we're talking about, if you could take all those tiny sacs out of your lungs and lay them flat, their total surface area would be about the size of a tennis court. That second inhale makes sure you're using as much of that tennis court as possible to dump out the CO2 that's making you feel stressed. So, let's bring this all home. This isn't just a bunch of cool facts. What you have now is a practical, real-time tool that you can use for the rest of your life. You literally have the switch. And don't forget how fast this thing works. We are not talking about a 10-minute commitment here. We're talking about 1 to 3 breaths. That's it. In a matter of seconds, you are hijacking your own physiology to tell your brain, hey, we can calm down now. So this is what you get to walk away with. A tool you can use anytime, anywhere, in a meeting, in traffic, without anyone even knowing you're doing it. It's based on hard science, using your body's own wiring. It's incredibly fast. And maybe the best part? It's completely free. It's a superpower you've had this whole time. You just needed to know how to turn it on. So I'll just leave you with this one question. Now that you know how to find this switch and how to flip it, when are you going to use it? Before that big presentation? The next time you're feeling frustrated? The next time you feel that wave of stress coming, just remember, you have the tool to control it.